Final weekend of the season in League One action, and we are in Richmond, Virginia. The Kickers and the Lions of OCB to close out their season's third meeting between these two teams. They have met twice before. That makes sense. That's how you do the math as you take a look at the veteran Akira Fitzgerald. Both of these teams with one win each. The rubber match is coming up now. When they started this series, it started in Orlando. OCB hosting Richmond. Serginho gets us started over to DeBlante. Back of the net, it's 1-0 in the fourth minute. The Lions are looking for their second win of the season. Can they hang on? Well, they double up that lead. In the 27th minute, Serginho will be on the end of this long-distance shot that does find the back of the net. It's now 2-0 Lions. But then Eli Lockerbie will cut the lead in half. Nifty little move right through the 5-hole. It's 2-1 in the 35th. It becomes 2-2 in the 81st minute. Josh Hughes. Nifty little move here. Served in, volleys it home, and we're tied at 2 apiece. 14 minutes later, Souza, the leading scorer for the Lions on the season, will go to the spot. And here's how it happened. Foul inside the box. That one goes against Mogales. And now, Souza, right foot, beats Fitzgerald, 3-2, the win for the Lions. Second match of this series. And there was only one goal in the game. And it belonged to Dennis Chin. It came in the 70th minute, right there. Volleys it home with the left foot. And that is how these teams have split the first two of the series. But here is the rubber match. Last game of the season for both of these teams. Richmond, Orlando City, next on ESPN+.
Is out here.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
There's a lot of people that are vulnerable that can't fight for themselves, and that's where I can have the most impact as an investigative reporter. I see the result of people being taken advantage of. It makes me feel sick. I actually like pouring through documents. I get super excited when you find something that can hold somebody accountable. I'm Melissa Hippolyte, and I'm working for you.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Welcome back to City Stadium. I'm Bruce Silverman. Thanks for being with us here on ESPN Plus. Both teams coming onto the pitch here in League One action for the final time in 2019. Fine time for us to take a look at the starting lineups for both of these teams, brought to you by Finer Palette. We will start with the home team. The veteran Akira Fitzgerald will be in the pipes for the kickers. Perez, Troyer, Shinovsky, and Akwe will be in front of him. In the middle, Retzlaff, Bulldog, Boehm, Mawape, and then Jackson and Boateng will be the forwards. For the visitors, Herrera is in the pipes. Mendoza, John Hill, and Seamus. It will be Amir, Souza Santos, Granitor, Hummel, and William Bagru will be your striker. So here it is, rubber match between these two teams. You take a look at the veteran Akira Fitzgerald, who has played for a number of different clubs throughout North America. Kickers will start us up. They'll go from right to left on your screen, red from head to toe. And the boys in purple are in all white tonight from top to bottom, and they will go from left to right. So when Ore Whitesell gives us the whistle, we will be ready to go here in this final matchup of the 2019 League One season. Here we go. We are underway, and Richmond wasting no time going over the top, trying to attack that back line. And Granitor will come up with it, stolen away on the heavy touch. And the ball will spend some time before it goes out of play. And Perez will throw it in, trying to go baseline, and we'll have a corner here just 25 seconds in for the kickers. Retzlaff will take this one, settle it down. In-swinger opportunity coming up for Nick. Kickers coming into this match high in the air, headed off the frame, just over. Great opportunity to get on the board in the first minute of action. Troyer just hit the woodwork. Richmond coming into this game 8 wins, 14 losses, and 5 draws. For the Lions, 4 wins, 19 losses, and 4 draws. David Bulow talking to me earlier in the week, talking about this team. Richmond, even though they have been around for as many years as they have, this has been a new team here, starting over here in USL. Ball sent forward. And here's Bagru going back. The Lions on the ball for the first time. Hill ahead for Hummel. Granitor gets his pocket picked. And Perez over for Retzlaff. Into the middle. Kickers knocking on the door. Jackson serving it up. Headed away. And then cleared out by the Lions. That goes to the top. And the kickers looking like they want to go quickly. Bulldog throwing it in. Richmond taking their time on the build up. The Lions giving them the space to move. Perez. Everybody on the left side getting involved before they cross the pitch. Pass went past Bagru. And the kickers will take their chances up top. Flag goes up, and the Lions will end up with the ball here in the 3rd minute. Both of these teams had high hopes coming into the League One season, but they don't find themselves in the top 4. And Christian Herrera will kick this one away. Right foot high in the air. Trying to advance the Lions, but it's knocked back the other way. Foul will stop play. It will belong to the Lions. The Lions Richmond's got to win the last time out, trying to finish the season on a high note as they work the left side. Stopped opportunity, and here come the kickers. Jackson with the ball at his feet, crossing the stripe, pulling up the brakes. Into the middle. Boateng pulled from behind, set piece opportunity for the home team from about 28 out, maybe even 30. And we'll see what Richmond decides to draw up. Whitesell will put down the Barbasol after she marks off the 10 yards. Wape with the left foot. Does have a short option in Retzliff. He would also be the right foot. Left foot into the wall, knocked away. Richmond doing everything they can to cover up, unable to do so. Granitor with the quick throw, nope. He'll hand it off to Leo Seamus. Seamus will send everybody forward. The 20-year-old out of Sao Paulo. Lofting it, intercepted. And Richmond right back on it. Out wide for Jackson. A little give and go. Then centers, knocked away. Jackson leading the charge. 29 years old, out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Quick throw. Then served in and knocked out. Hummel's trying to control. Seamus near the goal line. Pressure is on, is able to clear it momentarily. Knocked back towards goal. The Gru turns on it. Little give and go. Through a lot of traffic, Santos. Rafi pulling up the brakes. Stolen away brilliantly. And here's Jackson. Has to go back. Going forward. Troyer out wide. And Richmond, 7 minutes into this game, in full control. Flicking it towards the box, but then ushered out. Intercepted once again. Richmond controlling the pace, controlling the ball. Already put one off the woodwork. That long distance pass will go out of play, and Christian Herrera will be able to kick it away. As you take a look at the young keeper. 21 years old, 6'7". Very experienced keeper. After stints at Real Monarch, Swope Park Rangers, and Portland Timbers 2. Also had time with the U18 and 20 teams for both Mexico and the United States. Flag goes up once again here in the 8th minute. And the kickers working hard. They haven't won since September 7th. That was back against Greenville at home, 1-0. McGrew sending it out wide. Here's Santos. Chipping it forward, looking for Granitor. He's battling into the box and then cleared out. Seamus is able to keep it on Richmond's side of the pitch. Well defended, knocked to the turf, nothing doing. Ball goes out of play, last touch by Seamus. And Akira Fitzgerald will kick it away, the 31-year-old. Played for the Rowdies, paid for NCFC, both with championship. Played his college ball at Wake Forest. Ackway. Sends it out wide. Shanofsky gives it back. Reslev forward, then getting it back. Shanofsky. Now the kickers on Orlando City's side of the pitch. With space, Jackson into the box. Has to be knocked out. And Seamus will cover it up. Check it, it's Jordan Hill. And Hill sprinting forward, last touch by Perez. Granitor will throw it in. No, he'll lay off and let Seamus come up and get it. Nope. Sending it back for Jordan Hill. Over for Amir. Amir does fall back from that midfield position, becomes an additional defender when numbers are forward for the Lions. Quick start. Amir for Hummel. Past the midfield stripe. Lemus. And that's a combination of Leo and Seamus. And they work all the way back to Herrera. Challenged, gets it off. Looking for Granitor. Out kicks the coverage. Richmond trying to turn around. Boateng needs reinforcements, goes backwards. Akwe for Troyer. Shanofsky. Akwe taking his time. Numbers forward. Ball goes out of play. It appears we have a player down for Richmond here in the 11th minute. Okay. Mwape is the man down. So play stops here as everybody will get a beverage. As things slow down in this game. Quick start for Richmond. Waiting for medical staff to come on. Mwape last played for the Charlotte Independents, and now he'll be attended to. Played 2 years at Lindsey Wilson College. As he stretches out, he'll jog off the pitch under his own power. And we'll have some time added to the end of this half. Richmond in control of this game, as we anticipated they would coming in. More experienced side. And Orlando City, very reactionary in their approach to this game. Made a change midway through the season in terms of coach. Roberto Sebaja became the manager. And that will go all the way back. So we're back in action. After Mwape left the pitch. Perez feeling pressure from Granitor. Akwe. Shanofsky. And Richmond, if they're patient, the opportunities will come. They need to take advantage of what Orlando City gives them in terms of space and potentially mistakes. Balls sent forward off the mark. But Richmond gathers it right back up. Perez playing catch with Troyer. Shanofsky sees what he likes on the far side. That ball sent high in the air. Play continues. Richmond marching towards the 18, has to pull back. Then stolen away. And it's still going forward until it's knocked out of play. William DeGrew for the Lions came back to play it. And the Lions with the throw. Don't work the ball into the middle. Here's Hill. Going back to his keeper, Herrera, who sends it out of play. We are now 15 minutes into the game. Hold up, going back. Shanofsky taking his time, finding Reslev. Back to Shanofsky. 3 red kits on the right side of the stripe before it goes forward. Perez was able to keep it in play. A little give and go towards the 18, going back to Jackson. Center bicycle kick opportunity. It does not go for Boateng, but the Kickers keep it in the final third. Sent into the box. Opportunity. Big save by Herrera. Inside the 6, he's able to cover up. Another scoring opportunity for the Kickers, and they just can't convert. Troyer chipping it forward. Great run on by Bohm. And a better save by Christian Herrera. Seamus surveying his options. Gets it back. Well defended, moving the ball up the line. One-touch passes as Santos switches sides. Here's Mendoza. Ridden off the play. Here comes Richmond. Weak pass is able to stay on. Jackson working his way towards the 18. The shot, it's weak. Bohm just couldn't put it much on that right foot. Stopped easily by Herrera. The ball all the way back to Fitzgerald. Shanofsky sending it towards the 18, headed away by Brandon John. It settles down at the feet of Hill. Hill will chip forward, trying to lead Luke Granitor. Push from behind, and we're going to have a late whistle. Set piece opportunity coming up. And the Lions with their first real scoring opportunity this evening. Santos will take this one. Have a conversation with his teammates. Santos surveying his options, sending Leo Seamus away. Here comes the right foot. Over the wall, going past the far post, going over everybody's head. That goes out of play, missed opportunity by the Lions. And here's the throw in by Bullduk, back to Troyer. Stolen away, opportunity for the Lions in the box. Knocked away, cleared out by the Kickers. Best opportunity evening so far for the Lions. Kickers on the run. Herrera came out of his office, shut it down, hands it over to Leo Seamus. Ball at the top. Here's Souza, leading scorer for the Lions, playing catch with Santos. And then stolen away. Here come the kickers, blasting their way towards the 18. Well defended, stolen away, and the counter is on for the Lions. Begrew trying to control it. Granitor bid on it a little too much. Running room for the kickers as Begrew tries to come back, play defense on Perez. Ackway has to go back to his keeper from the mouth of the 18 here in the 20th minute. We are scoreless. Third meeting on the season between these two teams. Rubber match, 3-2 for the second win of the year for Orlando City. Jackson sending it across, well defended. Lions steal it away. 3-2 is the final in Orlando. Set forward, pass is short, trying to find Begrew. Kickers now on it. Then games later, here at City Stadium, the kickers get a 1-0 affair. Dennis Chin with the winner. Perez, high in the air, clears out of play. So tonight, tale of two teams. Orlando City coming into this game with a win last time out, as Herrera will take his time kicking it away. Last Friday night, Orlando City went into Greenville, got a 1-0 win over the Triumph. Herrera, long distance, headed away. Lions stay on it. Mendoza will track it down. Battle for the ball, Lions stay on it. Chipping forward. Begrew on his horse, but he's not going to catch up with it. Lions got a goal in the second half a week ago. On the other side of things, Richmond hasn't had a win since the 7th of September against that same Greenville team. Since then, 4-0 loss at North Texas, a 1-0 loss at home against Forward Madison, 0-0 draw against Tucson on the road. They dropped a 2-1 affair in Chattanooga, and last week a 2-1 affair at home here against the Reds. Seamus will go back to his keeper, and Herrera puts it out of play. Not where Herrera wanted to go. And Perez will throw it in. Launches it long distance. Lions come up with it. Sending it forward and intercepted by Ackway, and then stolen right back. But Richmond will control it. Richmond had an opportunity to score in the first minute of this game coming off of a corner. Long distance shot is knocked away. Lions with some running room. Over the top. Fitzgerald heads it away well out of his office. Mendoza gathers, sending it forward. Lions lose the handle. Boateng. Kickers will carry it onto Orlando City's side of the pitch. Stolen away once again. Those long distance passes for both of these teams off the mark. Opportunities coming to a close on the counter. Because despite the fact that this is the last game of the season, both teams not as sharp as they would like to be. Seamus calling for it. A Amir finally does get it to Leo Seamus. Forward. Back heel from Granitor. Well off the mark as Nick Resleff picked it up. On the far side, here comes Richmond. Defended momentarily. Backed off. Moape. And back to Akwe. Long distance pass again intercepted. That one's knocked away, but Perez picks it up. Resleff finding Perez towards the corner. Legs are taken out by Seamus. Whitesell will come in. Has not shown a card. Perez taken down, but set piece opportunity coming up in the 26th minute for the home team. And you see this again. Seamus taking out Perez. No card, but the Barbasol is down. Resleff might get this away before we get into the 26th minute. And he does. Serving it high. Headed on and out of play. We stay at 0-0. Herrera will take his time. More than halfway through the first half of action. Kickers have had the better opportunities, but have not been able to convert. Seamus, Granitor, that back heel once again. Too soft, picked up. Boateng, big save by Herrera, and it just goes wide. Corner coming up. Boateng looking for the goal, just comes up short. Here's Perez, able to control. Resleff into the middle. Boateng put the left foot on it. Herrera just got a mid on it. Goes out of play. And here's Nick. This one he drives, headed away by the Lions, but then controlled right back. Retzlaff into the box. Headed out. Richmond sending it the other way. Ball spending a lot of time in the air. Richmond coming up with it. Served into the box. And we got another corner coming up as Herrera could not handle it. Shanofsky had the opportunity. And we're going to get another look. Resleff serving it in. Shanofsky got it off, and then Herrera could not handle. Corner coming on the far side, in-swinger coming up here on the 28th. Moape high in the air, going far post, headed on, but it goes outside the net. Another great set-piece opportunity by Richmond, and they just can't convert. So the 6'7" Herrera will kick this one away. Richmond and Orlando end their season this evening here in Richmond. Not among the first four in League One action. High in the air. McGrew can't cover up. Will fight back for it. Richmond retreating momentarily. Akwe for Perez. Forward, playing catch with Jackson. Bulldog. Ahead, Boateng. Has to go back, but just for a moment. Boateng and just about everybody in a red kit getting involved in the action here on the build-up. Another long-distance pass is knocked away. Ackway will cover up. Shinofsky connects on that long-distance pass, the one touch. Richmond trying to find the passing lanes to move forward. Clogged up defense. Boateng fighting. Moape. Bullduck. Ackway sent it forward. Bullduck. Troyer. Moape with a little bit of space, trying to find a way forward. Perez trying to fight off two defenders. He gets his pocket picked. Whistle stops play. Set piece just outside the box. Dangerous spot for the kickers to have a set piece. Barbasol is down. Moape will stand over it. And the defense will be 12 yards out. Three-man wall. Moape. Does he curl it over to his teammates or does he go right at it? Headed on and just in the back of the net. 31st minute, 1-0 Richmond. Connor Shinofsky getting the goal here in the 31st. Served high, headed on, near post, just sneaks in. And that is Shinofsky's first goal of 2019, and it comes in the final game of the campaign. Also the first shot on goal, so pretty good percentage there for Shinofsky, the defender. And that is the type of play that David Bulow will be very, very proud of as his team closes out the season. Shinofsky going back to Fitzgerald. Set piece opportunities have been solid by Richmond, and they finally do convert on that one. Richmond trying to double up their lead. Ball goes out of play. Throw-in coming up for the kickers. It will go back. Shinofsky for Ackway. Fitzgerald will get into the action, 1 yard outside of his box. Troyer sent forward. It will go the way of Richmond, but it will come back. Ackway. Perez sees what he likes, sending it forward, well off the mark. Cleared out by Jordan Hill. Now Brandon John trying to chip it forward. Granitor breaking on the ball, had it momentarily, tangled up with Perez, and then the flag goes up. Quick start by the home team. Shinofsky. Reslap. Jackson gets involved. Perez taking his time. Ackway finally sending it forward. Troyer tangled up. Shinovsky going over the top, foot race, but Herrera is there to usher it out. Just goes past the line, so Christian Herrera will be able to kick it away. 4 wins on the season for the Lions. Their 4th coming a week ago against Greenville. They had a run of form from May 17th until June 7th. A 2-0 win at home over Toronto FC2. Then a win at home a few days later on the 22nd of May against this Richmond Kickers team. Then a draw at home against Tucson. And a 2-1 win over Forward Madison on June 7th. And then the wheels just completely fell off for Orlando City. Hill finding space, but that pass intended for Granitor didn't have a lot on it. And here's Richmond knocking on the door once again. Mawape out to Perez, knocked away by Seamus. Perez gathers it back up. That will go out of play. Last touched by the Lions. Perez into the middle. Troyer, he gets it back. Then sent forward. Mawape options. Trying to take on the left side. And that's buried. 2-0. Boateng back of the net in the 36th. Boateng in the 36th minute. Great build-up and the capitalization. Mawape single-handedly pulled the defense to the left. Served it up for Charles Boateng, and he just knocked it home. Boateng's second on the year, and it's 2-0 Richmond. Outstanding effort by Mawape, who just pulled 3-4 defenders completely to the left. Boateng was coming in, served into the box, and he just pounded it home. Bagru trying to get into the box, put his head on it, but he heads it the other way. Pass completely off target by the Lions, and Jackson will reverse course. Lions get it back. Souza leads the charge. Play on, says Whitesell. And that will be a whistle. And that will be a card. It will be the first of the evening. And it will be Tanner Hummel. Yellow card in the 38th minute. First card of the evening handed out by Adore Whitesell. Boateng with the ball at his feet, and Hummel just comes in, blast in the shoulder. Rubbin is not racing. Troyer will stand over it. And Richmond very well in control of this game. They started strong, started with the ball, went over the top. Had a corner to start the game, nearly scored on that. Ball went off the woodwork. And they've been pressing forward ever since and finding the back of the net twice. 31st minute, Connor Shinovsky on a set piece. And then Mawape to Boateng 5 minutes later. Santos back to Hill. Seamus, well defended by Jackson. Jackson trying to put pressure on, create the turnover. Doesn't happen this time. Santos has space, carries it into the middle. Will cross side and make Brandon John chase. Ahead to Santos, now Randy Mendoza. Mendoza, who dressed for Orlando City in a U.S. Open Cup game, is ahead, and that's where the pass goes. Mendoza. And Richmond comes up with it. Ball pinballing around. John. Amir. Seamus. Orlando City trying to build up, but running into walls everywhere. Pressure is on by Richmond. As they're playing a high line on offense and defense, they come up with the turnover on the counter. Into the middle, Bohm. Sending it back out. Numbers are ahead for Richmond. Pass into the box, gathered up, and cleared out. 40th minute, 2-0. Richmond on the final game for both of these teams, the 2019 League One season. It's been an outstanding season in League One. First year league, 10 teams, high quality play, some amazing goals, and we've seen the development of some very talented young players, and we'll highlight some of them during the halftime. 20 players under 20. You'll see goals from 3 of them. And now Richmond just outside the box, keeping it in place, serving it in, but Herrera is there for that one. Intended target was Daniel Jackson, but not enough air under the ball for it to get to Jackson. Herrera will roll it out. Do anticipate we'll have a few minutes of added time as Mwape was down for about 2 minutes. Lions will build up on the far side. Santos wants it, but nobody sees that he's there calling for it. Amir. Seamus had to come back for the ball. Santos. Seamus. Santos picking it back up. Seamus in the circle. Well defended. Back around to Santos. Rafa chipping forward over the head of Bagru. And that is headed back from Troyer to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, strong right foot into the head of Jackson. Battling with Hill. Jackson comes up with it. Now chip forward. Perez into the box. Heavy touch sends it over the line, and Herrera will kick it away in the 43rd. Herrera keeping it short. Brandon John carrying it forward. Pulls up the brakes, gives it back to Amir. Amir, defensive midfielder. Always falling back when you see Randy Mendoza going forward. Another opportunity for the kickers. Boateng just outside of the box. Reinforcements are here. Knocked away. Richmond trying to come back on it, but the Lions come up with it. Seamus. Santos. Switching sides. Santos for Brandon John. And the Lions slow to react here in the 44th minute. Down 2 goals without a sense of urgency. Hill. Ball forward. Ridden off the ball, and that will stop play. Whistle goes against Ackway. Long distance set piece opportunity, but Orlando City decides to move forward. Santos blasting it right into a red kit, and here come the kickers once again. We've seen this movie before. On the counter, up ahead. Heavy touch leads to a turnover. Orlando City now with an opportunity to counter. Over the top. Battling towards the line. Ackway. And we've got an injured player down for the Lions. And it's Leo Seamus. Seamus slow to get up. And a Brazilian native who is breaking on the ball, battling with Ackway. And Ackway gave him a little elbow as the ball went past the goal line. Back in action, 45th minute. Retzlaff, Perez. Ackway gets involved. Ball now moving forward. Perez down the line. Jackson with a good touch. Through ball to Jackson. He cuts inside. Retzlaff intercepted. We've got 2 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure as Troyer sends it out wide. Served in and completely through the coverage. Ball goes out of play. Orlando will take their time. Grenitor will lay off, and Seamus will come over and take it. That will usher. Ticks off the clock as the Lions are looking just to get into the dressing room and draw a few things up. McGrew, who has not been involved that much this evening. Amir sending it out wide. And the ball not really getting forward as the pressure is on by Richmond. They steal it away, but it goes out of play. 1 minute gone in stoppage. Richmond up 2-0. Shanofsky on a set piece at 31. Boateng brilliantly served by Mawape. And that will go against Ackway. And Ackway well out of his office to get whistled on that infraction. And he'll have a conversation with Adore Whitesell. Very little time left in the first half. Seamus on the wing. Taking time before he tries to serve it in. He does, and it goes out of play. Fitzgerald will kick it away, and once he does, that should pretty much do it for the first half. Sending it forward. Now we're in borrowed time. Long distance. Maybe a last second push by Richmond. And it looks like Whitesell's going to give it to him. That'll do it. 2-0 after 45 plus 2.5. The Kickers will go into the dressing room nursing the lead in the final game of 2019. Don't go away. Halftime coming up next on ESPN Plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the first 9 winners of the Fan Appreciation.
True investigations can take months, even years, to get answers, and that can be difficult. I look at the people who are putting their trust in me. I take that seriously. I've been a journalist for almost 25 years, and I still keep in touch with some of these families from one of my first stories that I've ever done. I'm investigative reporter Laura French, and I'm working for you.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Problem Solvers Investigations with Laura French. Problem Solvers Investigations with Melissa Hippolyte. Tuesday at 11 on CBS 6 News.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Welcome back to City Stadium. Kickers, Lions at halftime. The League One action has been absolutely incredible all season long. This first-year league has seen some amazing plays. And there have been some amazing players announcing their presence with authority, 20 of them under the age of 20. Led by that man right there, Ricardo Pepe. North Texas played so well, earned himself a spot with FC Dallas, and he did it all over the pitch. Really outstanding play. In fact, so good, he became his own teammate. Look at this, passing to himself and finding the back of the net. And then we go north of the border. Perusa for the Reds in Toronto. How about this? 14 goals for number 77. Using the left foot, finding the back of the net, just going right through the wall. An outstanding season for Perusa, and he just did it all over the pitch. You can't stop a man that wants to play at the highest level in America. And then, going back to North Texas, Davis leads the league with 16 goals, using the left foot, using the right foot. How about this from long distance? Yep, back of the net. Not bad. 3 of the best under 20 in League One. Time for us to take a look at 4 of them. Damas, Okello, Pepe, Perusa. Damas, North Texas, Haiti U23 team, as I said, 16 goals. Okello, Canadian Cup, Gold Cup, not too bad. Pepe, again, FC Dallas, 9 goals. All of those came at the beginning of the season. He's been stuck at 9 for the better part of the season and still 4th on the goal list. And Jordan Perusa, another member of the Reds, eligible for CONCACAF U20, and he's 2nd in the league coming into this season, into this weekend, with 14 goals. Time for us to take a look at all the action through the family of the USL.
Long range effort. Oh, that's spectacular. From distance, and it's a goal. That's a great save, Van Oekel. That's it for Hartford Athletic.
Back out wide. Chance to put this in the penalty area. Chance, a goal! Devin Sandoval brings them to their feet in Albuquerque. A minute to play. Dia puts it in. Definitely headed away. Shot comes in. It's 2-2. Oh, can you believe it? from 2-0 down. Phoenix are level. Making the run, Mo Hernandez, edge of the box. Hernandez, great move, gets free. Hernandez gives SAFC the lead.
I told you the big man was feeling it tonight.
Going to the middle.
Oh, good shot.
Goes right, gets the shot away, score! Nowhere to go for the Red Wings.
Back in the middle looking for Cox, trying to set up a shot, and it finds the corner! We're level at 2! And all of a sudden, game on here in Tucson! Puts this in the middle, looking for Ramos, bingo! It's off the hands of Hara and in! The opening goal for Toronto FC 2.
Moape lofts it. Boateng on the run. Boateng back of the net. Charo Boateng is first in league play.
To send it in. Headed away, couldn't get by the first man. Bermudez might come away with it, and he does! And there's nobody in goal! Greenville are going to score, and they're going to the playoffs! Greenville and Chris Bermudez!
Welcome back, City Stadium. Richmond Kickers and OCB at halftime. Time for us to go around the league. League One news and notes. Bring on the Union. How about that owl logo? Love it. Love it. Welcome to League One, Omaha. We'll see you in 2020. 20 under 20. The list has been released. You just saw 4 players in the video preceding this. Congratulations to them. And the Red Wolves pick up a Player of the Week honor. Zaguro having an outstanding game and gets the key assist to keep them alive in the playoffs. North Texas, you have a new home. Welcome to Arlington. Moving out of the big stadium and going to another big stadium. Fans are looking forward to North Texas, the number 1 seed in the League One playoffs. They'll be playing in Arlington in 2020. And if you were wondering who is leading League One in goals, that's Ronaldo Damas. He's got 16 goals, 3 assists, and just 20 games. And, well, if you got 14 and you got 10, you are on the screen as well. Time for us to take a look at the action around League One. And earlier in the week, Richmond loses north of the border. At home against the team from the north of the border, 2-1 against the Reds. Lansing drops to forward Madison. Madison punches their ticket to the playoffs. Tucson drops to North Texas. Texas number 1 in the league. At half, Chattanooga at home against the Reds. It is 1-0. Later on tonight, South Georgia will host Greenville. Greenville also in the playoffs. And then unfortunately, earlier in the week, tragedy finding USL Championship and Austin Bold specifically as Promise Isaac passed away. Our condolences go out to Isaac's family, the Bold community, the fans, the players, the staff, the entire organization. Promise Isaac was 31.
Slow you down. We go from 3 lanes just down to 2. So if you are heading downtown, make sure that you're using extreme caution. Jim!
Huh?
Hey, Jim!
Me?
Yes! Hey, are you looking for these?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Be careful heading down 64. Traffic is backed up.
I will. Thank you. She just talked to me on the TV.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still RV is on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
The most connected morning team to each other and Central Virginia. And it's a good thing they are. CBS 6 This Morning.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still RV is on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Welcome back to City. 2-0 Kickers over OCB. The goals come at 31 and 36. You want to take a look at it? I thought that you would. Here we go. Highlights from the first half of action. And it was Richmond all half long and from the very beginning. A save by Herrera right there. But the opportunities were really there for Richmond. Best opportunity of the evening for the Lions. They can't convert. Action comes the other way, but you see that shot knocked away off that back line and then headed out. Fitzgerald is helped out by his defense. And here's a great look at the first goal. Nope, save right there. That is not the first goal. So I apologize for that. Great opportunity for Richmond. Boateng and Herrera just gets a mid on it. Corner coming up. And here's a great opportunity that just goes off the board. Shanovsky was knocking on the door. But then he entered in the 31st minute. Off the corner, off the set piece. And off the head of Shanovsky, that one in the 31st minute. And then later on, pulling the defense to the left and then centering it, and Boateng knocking it home in the 36th minute. And that is how we went to the dressing room. Moape getting 2 assists in the first half. First on that goal by Shanovsky and then Boateng. Stats, and really the story here, folks, is Richmond on possession, 62-38, tells the real story. 12 shots on and 6 on target, and a 2-0 affair after 45 plus 2.5. So that was then. This is now. 45 minutes remaining in the season for both Richmond and OCB. And it looks like we're going to get a substitution right off the bat for the Lions. And that will be Mbuyu coming in. Question of the day is, who is he coming in for? So once we get that announcement, we'll pass it along to you. So Roberto Sibaha going to his bench for the first time this evening and doing it right off the bat. Lions start us up. They'll go from right to left on your screen in all white. And in all red, it will be the Kickers going from left to right. Ball will belong to the Kickers. And they have to retreat all the way back to the veteran Fitzgerald. Mbuyu came in for Tanner Hummel. Hummel, who really didn't do much in the first half of action, with the exception of getting a yellow card in the 38th minute. There were a number of plays throughout the first half that looked like they could have been card-worthy, but the only one that earned one was Tanner Hummel. Here's Richmond marching their way forward, nursing a 2-goal lead. Shinofsky. Bulldog. And Buyu into the middle, knocked away. Santos covers. And trying to find space, ridden off the ball, and Buyu comes up with it. Coming back the other way. Slows it down. Retzlaff going back out. And Richmond, if they possess the ball the way they did in the first half, they should have an easy opportunity to hang on and earn another win on the season. Here's an opportunity for another goal before they have to track out of the box. Richmond looking for their 9th win on the season. It's cleared out. McGrew picks it up, doesn't have any help, has to slow down, double team, and the ball stays with the Lions in the 48th minute. Glad that you're with us here on ESPN Plus. I'm Bruce Silverman. Last game of the 2019 season here in League One for both the Kickers and the Lions. Santos. Hill. Seamus with some running room, pulling up the brakes, looking for help. Lays off, here come the Lions. Little give and go and battling on the far side. Throwing coming up far side for the Kickers as they just look to run out the clock here. Perez doing the honors. Mendoza. Amir. John. Hill. Carries it past the line. That long distance pass didn't work out well in the first half for either team. Certainly didn't work there, but it's knocked away. And the Lions get it because it went out of play. Mendoza connecting with Granitor. Santos. The Lions really need to find a way to get McGrew, Souza, and Granitor involved in the offense. Souza has barely touched the ball this evening, and he's the leading scorer for OCB. Ball will belong to Akira Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, the 31-year-old who played for the Rowdies in North Carolina FC. Also the Carolina Railhawks when they were the Railhawks, then became North Carolina FC. Santos. And the defense is just smothering the Lions as they try to move forward towards Fitzgerald. Ball stays in play, but is overhandled, covers back up. And the Lions will come back around. Brandon John. Amir. Boateng was chasing, putting pressure on Hill. A little pushing on the outside. Ball will belong to the Lions. Quick throw. Nothing going on there, says Adore Whitesell. Lions back on it. Mendoza teeing it up from long distance. Well off the mark. The opportunities just have not been there for the Lions. And then you see Mendoza not being patient as Moape is down. Moape was injured in the first half and walked off. And Thiago Souza is checking on him. And there is the foul. Amir taking down Mwape. But he's back up on his feet. He pulled up the socks and he's good to go. Down the line, ridden off the ball. Hill to John. Then ahead. Heavy touch. Stolen away. Mwape, but foul is called. Mendoza calls for it. Amir goes the other way. Here's Seamus working his way towards the 18. Well defended. Breaks through. Sends it into the middle. Fitzgerald mishandled. Bagru overran the ball. If Bagru was just a little bit slower on the charge, it would be a 2-1 game. Fitzgerald looking for a way out. Great job by Seamus to go baseline. Serves it into the middle. And Bagru, and you see the look on his face right there. He knows he had a goal, and he just overran the opportunity. Bagru could have had his 4th on the campaign, but he overran it. Richmond back on Orlando City's side of the pitch, and we've seen this movie before. Shanovsky, Bullduck, little give and go there, and just couldn't make it work. Bohm with a little too much on that left foot. And Herrera is trying to send everybody forward. Connects with Santos, well defended by Troyer. Mendoza, he's got running room and he's got friends to the left and right. Goes left, Granitor, carries it into the middle. Cuts between defenders, still on the ball. Finally gives it up. Gets it back, then into the box. Ridden off the ball brilliantly. And the Lions will battle as the whistle stops play. Back in action. Lions trying to mount an attack. Little give and go towards the baseline. Everybody will stay where they are as the corner is coming up. 55th minute. Set piece opportunity. Earlier in the season, Serginho would be taking these set pieces. Very beginning of the season, every set piece was short. Thiago Souza, leading scorer for the Lions. Right foot in the air, headed out. Opportunity knocked away. Santos fired it, and it was knocked away. Quick throw. Seamus with the ball at his feet, turning around on it. But Orlando City still has to find a way to get towards Fitzgerald. Ricochets away, and that is well out of play. Granitor brought his pitching wedge. He needed the 3-wood. 56th minute, Orlando City still looking for the first goal of the game. Orlando City with a win the last time out against Greenville. Richmond has not won since June 7th. Ball over the top. Opportunity here for the Kickers. Cutting it inside, ridden off the ball, but Richmond still trying to play some defense. Orlando City trying to find space to clear it out. Have to go to Herrera. Heavy touch by Herrera, and he just kicks it out of play. And that is part of Herrera's game. He likes to play the ball at his feet. He's 6'7". Slow to clear it, and when the pressure came, he had to send it out. Mwape, he has 2 assists, throws it out, Bulldog. Now in the box, took the shot. It looked a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. Went far post, and he was about 1.5 yards, 2 yards to the left of the post. There was a little tense moments for Richmond here. Perez on the throw. And he dragged that right foot and then limped away. Stoppage of play. It will belong to the Lions. And now Leo Seamus is going to play medical staff and stretch out his opponent. Seamus was a welcomed addition to the Lions when he came in early in the season and really solidified the play on the right side from that fullback position. Had a yellow card in the first matchup between these two teams. But a very different lineup tonight for the Lions than the first time out, and actually that same statement can be attributed to David Bulow's team as well. Fitzgerald was in the pipes. Shanofsky played in that game, as did Bulldog and Jackson. Jackson was lifted late. Boateng came in later in that game. So of those 5 players, 4 of them started. Boateng as a substitute. Mwape came in the 75th minute as a substitute as well. So wholesale changes for both of these teams from their first matchup. Ball inside the 18 for the Lions, trying to center. It's knocked away. Goes out of play, and everybody will stay where they are here in the 59th minute, because we've got a corner coming up. They go short. Seamus back to Souza. And Souza's trying to dribble out of trouble. Set piece opportunity coming up for OCB. And the Barbasol will be put down as we are now in the 60th minute of action. And with 30 to go, Richmond is up 2-0. Shanofsky at 31, Boateng at 36. And a whole host of white kits are in the vicinity of the ball, trying to figure out who's going to take it. Looks like it's going to be a 3-man wall for the kickers. Right foot effort coming up. Outside. Rafi Santos right foots it well away from the net. And that's pretty much been the story for the Lions all season long. Opportunities have been there, and they just haven't been able to put it on frame. Fitzgerald starts us up. We've got 30 minutes of action remaining in the season for both of these teams. Fitzgerald's left foot doesn't get to midfield. Lions are trying to knock on the door. And Akwe comes up with it, 50-50. Lions come up with that one. And then give it right up weakly. Mwape pulling up the brakes, trying to get through. Foul is called on Rafi Santos. Mwape has spent about as much time on the grass as he has on his boots tonight. Shinovsky. Reslaf out wide. Giving it up. Lions with an opportunity to reverse course. Doing it on the run. Quick ball movement, but that pass to Begrew off the mark, and it will ride into the corner. Belongs to the Lions. Throw in coming up. Been a while since the Lions have challenged Akira Fitzgerald. Seamus directing traffic, goes to Begrew. Gives it back to Leo, tries to flick it forward. Lions keeping the ball in the final third. Defense is tight, passing lanes are not there to get forward. The Lions are going to have to take some chances if they want to get back into this game. And that's cleared off the back line. Covered up. And here's Amir. Feeling pressure from Mwape. John. Back to Amir. Chips it up. The 19-year-old from Tampa has been very active tonight. Reversing course. On the run. Lions knocking on the door. Can they get it in? Centered. Can't get it to the intended target. It's knocked away. Out of play. It will belong to the kickers. Substitution. Hughes is coming in. So Josh Hughes out of Fort Worth, Texas, played previously with Nashville SC. Comes in for the injured Zach Perez. That happens in the 64th minute. Begrew on top of the net. Hughes for Perez in the 64th. Hughes went to Berry College and also played for the Baltimore Blast of the Indoor League. Mendoza picking the pocket and then sends it out of play. And that also has been indicative of the season for OCB. Stand-up defense and then a unforced error. Ackway gets it back. Now sending it forward and getting it back once again. Whistle goes against the Lions. The Lions should look very different in 2020 than they did here in 2019, as Orlando City has reestablished their academy youth teams, and that should also be represented with OCB. Bulldog serving it up into the box, and it can't be handled. Marcelo Nevelev has become the director of the academy, as OCB here in League One will draw from that lineage. This season, OCB has teamed up with Mount Verde Academy in Mount Verde, Orlando. And that's headed forward. Nobody home for the Lions as it's headed all the way back to Fitzgerald here in the 66th. Shinovsky pulling up the brakes. And with the way that Orlando City has been playing tonight, Richmond just needs to play catch for the better part of the next 25 minutes to get their 9th win of the season. The throw back to Hill. He's looking to go over the top. Overshoots the intended targets. Richmond will send it all the way back to Fitzgerald. Akira sending it forward. Now over the top. Flag stays down. Another opportunity for Richmond as reinforcements get there. Carrying it into the middle, then taking the shot, and it was weak. Bohm. Herrera was waiting on him. Retzlaff. Boateng. Hughes. Then sent forward. And Richmond has been able to move the ball vertically all evening long. Very, very effectively. Defense has been rather porous for the Lions. Sent forward. Trying to turn on it. Opportunity, Mwape. Just put too much on it, but it's covered up, knocked away by Herrera. Turned back around and knocked away once again. Corner coming up. Bulldog trying to find the back of the net, and he's rejected not once but twice. Mwape all the way out wide. Bulldog rejected. Turns around on it. We'll try it again. Knocked away once again. Not once but twice by Herrera. Mwape will serve it up. In swinger. Punched out by Herrera. 50-50 is one. Blast. And that is going to have to be covered up by Herrera again. Herrera having a hard time covering up on those shots. Bails himself out, and then the long distance punt. Souza pushed to the ground by Bulldog, and then Santos returns the favor. Santos is going to go into the book, and he's going to motion to Whitesell that he did what was done to his teammate on the other side. Santos in the 69th minute is in the book. So here's Bulldog charging forward, and Santos is whistled for the infraction and then booked. Granitor will check out of the game. And the newest member of the Lions is Steven Hernandez. Very versatile man for the OCB squad on the left side of things. Trying to find some offense here in the 70th minute. .20 minutes left in the season. Richmond up 2-0. Shanofsky at 31, Boateng at 36, and credit both assists to Mwape. Bulldog. Sends it into the middle, just outside the circle. Retzlaff. Ackway. Troyer. Mwape working his way in. Richmond taking their time on the ball. Working on the build-up. Shanofsky will get involved once again. Fitzgerald gets involved. Here's Troyer. Shanofsky. Now sent forward. Stringing pass after pass after pass together. Boateng. Richmond just moving the ball at will. We'll stay where we are. Another corner for the Kickers.
Substitution. Leaving the match, number 14,
Nick Reslaf is checking out.
Entering the game, number 98, Riley Kraft.
Rodley Kraft is coming in for him. Kraft for Retzlaff in the 72nd minute. And Nick had a very busy night. One substitution remaining for David Bulow. Served in and cleared out. Mwape has been outstanding on those services. And Richmond right back on it. Sending it the other way. Knocking on the door once again. Defense bails out OCB. Little push from behind. So Herrera will, the Lions on the far side taking care of things. Seamus will go back to Herrera. Thought Herrera might come out of his office and kick it down the pitch. Mendoza. Tripped up by Mwape. Quick start by Mendoza. A man from California. Richmond with another steal, turning it around. Nifty little move into the middle. Troyer out wide. Mwape tries to curl it far post, a little too far to the left. Not enough curl. Boateng, Troyer pushes it out wide. Mwape works it to his left, fires left, but fires too much. Hips were open, and it went exactly where he was aiming. Herrera puts it out of play, and that might have taken Hernandez by surprise, and Hernandez is down. Okay, so Hernandez is down after checking into the game in the 70th minute. So he's been in just 4 minutes, and he's going to have to be attended to. Herrera sending it out of play. Hernandez is trying to catch up with it, keep it in play. Plays it off the chest, rolls right down his body, and then he stays down. Now trying to catch his breath here on the near side. Herrera has a habit of putting the ball out of play. Hernandez was the second substitute of the evening for Roberto Sibaja. And he's going to have to come out. So here in the 75th minute, Hernandez's evening over after 5 minutes as he takes it off the chest. And we'll see what Roberto Sibaja decides to do with his final substitution. Second member of the medical staff for OCB coming over to check on Steven Hernandez. Hernandez, very versatile player. He has played on the left side at left fullback as well as in the middle and up top throughout the season for the Lions. Hate to see a player go down with injury in the final game of the season. Diouf will be checking in for Hernandez, another forward. So we'll get this sorted out. We'll definitely have some extra time for you when the clock strikes 90. But with 15 minutes left in the season, the last thing that Hernandez wants is to be escorted off the pitch. So Hernandez, who came in for Granitor in the 70th, checks out for Diouf here in the 77th. Ball will go all the way back to Fitzgerald. Shanofsky sent forward, Troyer. Ball goes back to Shanofsky and then gets the veteran Fitzgerald involved. Backway, a lot of space to maneuver, decide where he wants to go, goes out wide. Now bringing the ball into the middle. Hughes getting involved right there, sending Shanofsky a little to his left. All three substitutes have been used for OCB, so the 11 kits for the boys in purple will finish out the season. As OCB chases this game. Stealing it away was John. Numbers forward. Santos, well defended. Amir is the outlet. Into the middle. Diouf. Back to Hill. John at the stripe. Amir. Santos sent it backwards quickly. John, Hill. And now Diouf. One touching and two heavy. And that has pretty much been the story of OCB on the season. When they start to string some things together, when they start to control the pace of play, an unforced error turns things around. Here comes Richmond. Into the box, pulls up the brakes. Options everywhere for the kickers. They carry it out. Shanofsky calling for it, that's where it goes. Shanofsky one touches it out wide. Bullduck leading it through. Moape. Bullduck back to Shanofsky. Troyer turning on it, sending it into the middle. Whistle stops play. 10 minutes left. Troyer trying to get the goal. Troyer has one on the season. And we're going to wait to get everything started here. As the ball works its way back to the middle to Braden Troyer. Backway. All the way back, Fitzgerald. Shanofsky. Moape trying to lead it forward. Bullduck centering a little too much. Boateng chases it down, but he's going to battle with Mbuyu. Whistle stops play. Card is going to be handed out to Boateng. 81st minute. Yellow card to go with the goal he had at 36. We're getting a look at the infraction here. Mbuyu battling with Boateng, and Boateng just clips enough of Mbuyu. Amir. Brandon John having a hard time clearing it. Tense moments for the Lions. Amir slips. Bulldog cutting it inside, looking for help. Slides it out. Shot ricochets out. Another opportunity coming up. Nope. Stolen away, now into the box. Neither team looking very sharp here in the 82nd minute. Richmond knocking on the door, forced out of the box. Defense stands them up, running room for the Lions. Long distance, it's going to be a race to the corner. Fitzgerald will get there first, he'll clear it out. Best counter of the evening for the Lions. And Fitzgerald shuts it down. We're in the 83rd. Foul on the far side. And Seamus is holding his wrist. Souza will take this one. Lions still trying to find a way to get on the board. Souza will serve it up. High in the air towards Fitzgerald. Ball's loose. Whistle stops play. Souza high in the air. Fitzgerald went up for it. Brandon John was in the vicinity. Looked like Fitzgerald ran into his own teammate, but the whistle was blown. Ball now belongs to the Lions. They throw it in. Try to build something up on the far side. Defense still very strong by Richmond, not giving an inch. Corner coming up in the 84th. Souza will serve this one up. It will swing away. Red Army right behind him saying hello. That goes short and all the way through. And here's Richmond. Bulldog sending it into the middle. He was looking for Kraft, couldn't connect. Mendoza, Amir. That will go out of play. We're in the 85th minute. Ball spending time in the air. Finally settled down. Orlando. Led by McGrew, can't get there, all the way back to Fitzgerald. Bulldog sending it forward. Mwape. Centers. Shot from distance, well off the mark by Troyer. There is the captain. "26 years old, played his college ball at the University of South Carolina. Ball into the circle. Bulldog playing catch. Shanofsky. A little pushing and shoving. Lions trying to battle, but the kicker sent him to the turf. Player down. Lions will start it up with just a few minutes remaining in the season. They go out wide for Mendoza. He covers up. Santos turns on it into the box. Right-footed shot, saved by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald rolls it out. Here's Santos splitting the defenders, getting it to the right foot. Probably led himself a little too much. Ball got a little farther away. If it was a softer touch, could have really planted that left foot and driven the ball. Back heel. The boys in purple are knocking on the door, looking for a goal this evening. Ridden off the ball, and here come the kickers. 88th minute. Here's Troyer. Kraft. Moape. Moape already has 2 assists. Kraft. 89th minute. Little give and go for the kickers. Clear it out, but then kickers trying to get something to go their way. Ball goes out of play. It will belong to Richmond. Boateng decides he's not going to take the throw. Hughes does. Boateng going backwards. Long distance, well off the mark. Mendoza trying to reverse course. Lions just outside the 18, but Brew. He'll work back towards the box, served in. Flag went up, opportunity over for the Lions. Fitzgerald will come over to take this one. A little pushing and shoving. Whitesell is going to have to settle everybody down. His tempers have flared just a little bit here at the end of the season. Adore, Whitesell settles everybody down. Now we're in stoppage time. And you see Hughes and Seamus battling. Diouf got a yellow card. I think the other one was sent and shown to Kraft. We were told we have 3 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. Back to action.
officially indicating 3 minutes.
So we have 3 minutes of added time, but clock may get to 94 or 95 before this season is completed. 2-0 currently, Richmond over Orlando. Goals coming at 31 by Shanovsky, 36 by Boateng. Both assists go to Mwape. As his service on set pieces has been outstanding this evening. Ball sent forward. Mwape had an opportunity to get a goal to go with those 2 assists. Timed perfectly. We'll get it sorted out in the corner. And here it is, Brandon Troyer being lifted here in stoppage time. The captain is retiring. The Columbia, South Carolina native walking off of this city turf for the final time. And there it is. Braden Troyer's career done at age 26. David Ballou told me that is exactly what his game plan was going to be as Fitzgerald covers up. A little extracurricular activity at the end of that one. Ballou told me that he was going to lift Braden Troyer late in this game as you see Bagru and Fitzgerald go at it. Bagru, 23 years old, out of Salt Lake City. Plays college ball at Mercer College in Georgia, and he's shown a yellow card as well. So David Ballou, who played for Richmond as a player, was an assistant coach, and now as a head coach, pulling Troyer off in stoppage time to give him the adoration that he so deserves as the captain of the Kickers in front of this home squad for the final time. And that's going to do it. 2-1 is your final. 2-0 is your final as the Kickers complete their 2019 season with their 9th win of the season. Orlando City drops. They finished the season at 4 wins, 20 losses, and 4 draws and 16 points. The Richmond Kickers end the season with 32 points, 9 wins, 14 losses, and 5 draws. Time for us to take a break. When we come back, highlights and everything else before we wrap up tonight, this final game of the 2019 season between Richmond and Orlando. 2-0 was your final. Don't go away here on ESPN.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still RVS on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
It's not just Zach's daydream. For the most epic weather coverage in Central Virginia, trust the CBS 6 Weather Authority.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still RVS on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Welcome back to City Stadium here in Richmond for the final time in 2019. 2-0, your final, the home team over the visitors from Orlando City. Time for us to take a look at the highlights of this match. Richmond with their 9th win on the season. The Lions just couldn't find the back of the net. Kickers bail out. Fitzgerald right there. Set piece. Headed back of the net. That's the 31st minute. Shanofsky served up from Mwape. That is assist number 1 for Mwape on the evening. He was not done. Outstanding individual effort right here. Mwape drawing the defense to the left, serving it in. Boateng, back of the net. That was his second on the season. Shanofsky got his first at 31. This one coming at 36. Just a brilliant assist by Mwape. Charles Boateng made sure he didn't miss that one. Seamus going baseline, serving it up. William McGrew overran it as Fitzgerald covered up. Mwape trying to get the hat trick of assists. Bulldog just couldn't get it done as he was denied not once but twice by Herrera. A little extracurricular activity here as Fitzgerald is able to cover up before Brandon John could get himself a goal. Santos working towards the box. Fitzgerald covers up there once again. Time for us to take a look at the stats on the evening. 19 shots to just 7 for OCB. 10 shots on target. That is impressive. 62% to 38 on the possession. The only stat that ever matters is the goals. 2 of them going to Richmond over OCB in Braden Troyer's last game as a kicker. So we thank you very much for being with us here tonight. Final game of 2019 for both Richmond and OCB. Last game of the season before the playoffs begin. Congratulations to Braden Troyer on a great career. For everyone in the booth, everyone in the truck, everyone here in Richmond, I'm Bruce Silverman. Thanks for being with us here on ESPN Plus. 2-0 is your final. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.